Welcome to the WD168. God gives us 168 hours every week to live, love, and serve. This is our take on this 168 from the Western Diocese. Well, it's official. You can watch this show without wearing a mask. Yes, CDC guidelines are changing, and we here in the United States are enjoying a bit of relief, but not so in the rest of the world. Some of the hotspots in the world, such as India, COVID-19 reality is devastating and of crisis proportion. As we receive the news and see images coming from these pandemic hotspots, our mind goes to just a few months ago, how the world watched literally with their arms folded and mouths closed as AZERI troops raped and pillaged Armenia, her people, and our most sacred spaces. And sadly, that silence of the world is allowing continued AZERI aggression, pushing Russia, France, and the United States to react. This, of course, has turned into a vicious cycle of our reliance on others rather than upon our own resources, relying on ourselves. In London, the Diocese of the United Kingdom and Ireland sponsored a most informative talk by Dr. Tchilingirian, Christianity in Karabakh and Azerbaijani efforts at rewriting history. This is a must-watch for anyone who wants a deeper understanding of the dynamics in play in the area and what we have been, what we are today. The talk is available on YouTube. Here in the Western Diocese, we're sharing a message of finding the inner strength that comes from our spiritual resources, namely our Christian faith that has sustained us, nurtured us, and guided us, to give us the fortitude to rise up to the challenges of life, both individually as well as collectively. His Eminence Archbishop Hovnan has instituted a means by which that message can become a part of our collective understanding by instituting the Voice of the Church, a monthly sermon that is disseminated from the altar space at our Mother Cathedral to all of our parishes, vis-a-vis videos and the written word. In fact, this Sunday, the Sunday of Pentecost, 50 days after Holy Easter, we will continue with the second installment of our Voice of the Church at the Mother Cathedral. Think about it. We gather together in the church and we hear a message that comes to us loud and clear throughout the diocese. Of course, it will be streamed for all of you outside of the area to participate. This Sunday also marks the Martin Luther King Jr. Walk for Peace and Justice in Glendale. This walk was postponed because of the pandemic, but what can be better than this? Remembering the message of the great civil rights hero and humanitarian in May as well. Our Western Diocese is proud to be a supporter sponsor of this walk, recognizing the struggle for justice and ultimately for peace. The struggle that is within all of us. I spoke briefly about the situation in Artsakh and Armenia, and of course, on the world scene, there's the situation between Israel and the Palestinians. The need for justice is only the beginning for what we refer to in the church as each of us becoming instruments of peace. I hope you'll join us for this demonstration. If you're in the LA area, march with us. It begins at 2 p.m. at the YWCA in Glendale. From around our diocese, the past weekend saw the groundbreaking of the new pavilion area at the St. Gregory the Illuminator Church in Pasadena. Funds for this area were provided by the brothers Thomas and Richard Movsesian. Following the celebration of the Holy Divine Liturgy, the ceremony took place. Archbishop Hovnan presided over the groundbreaking. Throughout the diocese, we have several building projects, including large-scale construction in San Diego and in Sacramento. Stay tuned for reports from these sacred shrines that point to the growing expressions of faith that we are experiencing here in the Western Diocese. Meanwhile, connect with your local parish to find out about activities including Sunday school, Saturday school, and Bible studies taking place in person and online. connect, and get involved. Well, that does it for this week's 168. We look forward to seeing you online, in church, and of course next week as we look at that 168 from the Western Diocese.